Hello and welcome to our viewers on ASI News Broadcast, bringing you the latest top news for today. Obama to set out Islamic State strategy on Wednesday. U.S. President Barack Obama says he will make a speech Wednesday to lay out his game plan to deal with and ultimately defeat the Islamic State militants, but warned he was not going to wage another ground war in Iraq. On Wednesday, I'll make a speech and describe what our game plan's going to be going forward, Obama said in the interview, in which he gave in his most explicit rundown yet of his strategy for taking on IS. 2 days after returning from the NATO summit in Wales, Obama said he was confident he would be able to build a broad-based international coalition to take on Islamic State, which has carved out a stronghold in large areas of Syria and Iraq. Obama's appearance appeared to be partly an attempt to defuse a political row set off when he said late last month that he did not yet have a strategy for taking on Islamic State in Syria. The president, in the interview recorded on Saturday, outlined an approach that would be similar to the approach he adopted to neutralize al-Qaeda in Afghanistan and Pakistan and other terror groups. But he stuck to his position that the United States, exhausted by years of war in Iraq and Afghanistan, could no longer deploy huge armies to, quote, serially occupy, end quote, hostile nations in the Middle East to tackle extremist groups. What I'm going to be asking the American people to understand is, number one, this is a serious threat, Obama said. Number two, we have the capacity to deal with it. Here's how we're going to deal with it. Over the course of months, we are going to be able to not just blunt the momentum of ISIL, we are going to systematically degrade their capabilities, we're going to shrink the territory that they control, and ultimately we're going to defeat them, Obama said, while stressing that there did not appear to be immediate short-term threat from IS to the U.S. homeland. The interview aired after Washington expanded its month-long air campaign to Iraq's Sunni Arab heartland, hitting Islamic State fighters west of Baghdad as troops and allied tribesmen launched a ground assault. U.S. Senate candidates trade jabs in first debate. Healthcare and the partial government shutdown underscored the first debate Saturday between U.S. Democratic Senator Mark Udall and Republican U.S. Representative Cory Gardner, who are deadlocked in a pivotal Colorado contest that could determine control of the Senate. Gardner repeatedly tied Udall to the policies of Barack Obama, frequently naming Udall and Obama in the same sentence, as well as referring to Udall's support for the nation's new healthcare law and his vote for the 2008 stimulus plan. Udall countered by criticizing Gardner for siding with Republicans during the partial government shutdown in the aftermath of devastating floods in Colorado last year. The high-stakes race is Udall's first re-election bid after taking office in 2008 during a banner year for Democrats. Gardner has long been considered a rising star in the GOP, and his entry into the race this year catapulted the contest into one of the most competitive in the nation. Most polls show Gardner tied with Udall. Both parties have spent millions on the race in this swing state, and when the contest is decided, it could be the most expensive Senate race in Colorado history. The candidates debated Saturday evening in Grand Junction at an event hosted by Club 20, an influential Western Colorado advocacy group. Republicans have made Obama's low approval ratings and the country's health care overhaul a big issue in the campaign. Udall responded by blaming insurance companies for, quote, not keeping faith with the intent of the law, end quote. Democrats, meanwhile, are seeking to paint Gardner as being against reproductive rights. Gardner responded by saying he supports expanding access to over-the-counter birth control for women. Stay with us on ASI News Broadcast with all the latest news from the U.S. brought to you from the American Studies Institute from Tehran. You can also check our website at www.asipress.us. Thanks for watching.